Starting, we have been seeing on, sorry, good afternoon. So from the beginning, on preparing the tender documents or the types of tender, we have been repeatedly studying about the word earners money deposits, which is being mentioned in the bid documents as EMD. So earners money deposit EMD, and another one is security deposit. Yes. So EMD and SD. So first EMD. So while submitting the tender, the contractor will have to deposit an amount which is about 2% of the estimated contract value of the project. This amount is called EMD, that is earners money deposits. It's very, very important. 2%. If it is of 100, if it is of 100, we have to pay about 20. That is 2%. So this amount is collected in order to avoid the contractor from refusing to accept the contract once he is awarded the work. But the EMD of unsuccessful contractors will be refunded to them. The EMD is also collected to avoid unnecessary competition by avoiding the contractors who may not have sound financial status. Also, if the lowest quoted contractor refuses to take up the work, his EMD will be forfeited by the client. This amount will, to some extent, compensate for the loss suffered by the client since he has to offer the job to the second lowest tenderer. So once the tender of the contractor is accepted by the client, the contractor is accepted by the client, the contractor has to deposit about 10% of the tender amount with the client. This amount is inclusive of the EMD already paid by him. This is called SC, that is security deposit. Right? So in simple, EMD, that is earnest money deposit, is a guarantee against the refusal of any contractor to take up the work after the acceptance of net. It's usually 1 to 2%. So in general cases, it is about 2% of the estimated cost. Another one is SD, that is security money deposit, which I have mentioned, right? Once the tender of a contractor is accepted by the client, the contractor is accepted by the client. So the contractor has been accepted by the client. The contractor has to deposit about 10% of the tender amount with the client. This amount is inclusive of EMD already paid by him. This amount is called security deposit. So this deposit serves as a guarantee that the contractor performs the work as per specifications and maintains satisfactory progress. The security deposit is refunded to the contractor generally after the maintenance period of 6 to 12 months from the date of handover or the works to the client. So in simple, at the time of execution of the contract agreement, the successful tender has to deposit a further sum of 10%. So this is to keep check so that contractor fulfills all terms and conditions of the contract. And how the tender is received and how the tender is opened. So after the issue of tender documents to the bidders, the tender authority permits an officer to receive the tenders. So tender box marked with the date and time of opening the tender is placed in a suitable place, and the contractor places the tender in tender box, which will be locked and kept. The opening of said tenders, the sealed tenders received or to be opened in presence of contractors or their representatives tendering for work at the time of place and already notified. So the divisional accountant is requested to present on such occasion whenever possible. Officer opening the tenders has to read out the rates offered in case of item, rate, and percentage rate sealed. Which this I. Did you remember this item rate or percentage rate in type of estimate we have studied, right? Yes. An amount in case of lump sum tenders for information of all those present. The selection and acceptance of tenders. After investigation, the comparative statement, the lowest tender shall be accepted as a rule by the competent authority. For any reason, the lowest tender is not accepted, reason should be recorded confidentially. Okay? And power of accepting tender. Chief engineer has full power and superintending engineer has full power, whereas executive engineer will be have power up to 5 lakhs of quotation. Thank you.